So this is to talk more about functions. We have two types of C functions. There are two broad categories. The first being library functions and the second category are user-defined functions. User-defined functions, as the name says, are those functions which are written by the users. Library functions are those functions which are available within the C standard libraries. For example, you have printf, scanf, the output and the input function available in stdio.h. Similarly, you have the function sqrt available in math.h. You have function called strcmp to compare the strings, which is available in string.h, and so on. So basically all of those functions which are available within the C standard library are regarded as library functions. We will look into more on user-defined functions. So we have four broad classifications of user-defined functions. Function with no arguments and no return values. Functions with no arguments but they have a return value. Functions with argument but no return value. And function with arguments and return value. So this is basically a combination of in terms of whether they have the arguments and the return values. So here is a program to illustrate a function that has no arguments and that has no return value. So here we declare the function as we have stated in the previous illustration. This is the return type of the function, meaning to say the function doesn't return anything. The name of the function is add. So soon after that we have used the void main function. So within the main function we have called the function called add. So this is a statement that calls the function, or in other words invokes the function. So once the control comes to this statement, it jumps to the function called add. So here is the function definition. This line corresponds to the function header. The block of code that you have within the opening and the closing brace is what is called as the function body. So we have the function called add. This function neither has any arguments, it is blank, nor is it used in an assignment. When it is used in an assignment, we say that the function returns something. So in this case, no information is passed to the function, nor does the function have to return anything. Therefore, the function is blank in terms of the return as well as in terms of the arguments. Hence, no arguments and no return value. So everything we ought to do has to be handled within the add function. So how do we add two numbers? To basically take two variables a and b, a third variable sum to hold the result, which is the sum of the two previous variables a and b. So int a, b, sum. So printf, enter the two numbers to add. You scan within the two integer variables using the format specifiers %t, ampersand a, ampersand b. Now you add these two by saying sum is equal to a plus b, and finally print the value that is contained within sum, saying printf sum is equal to %t sum. So you have taken the information regarding the inputs within the function, you have added the two numbers and even resolved the entire solution by adding the two values and printing the result within the function. So the function did not receive anything, nor did it return anything. Hence it is with no arguments and no return value. So here is an illustration of the output. The second category is programmed to illustrate function. It has no arguments but it has a return value. So now it has a return value, so the return type of the function will not be void. It has got to return something. Therefore the return type of the function is int. The function name is add. It still has no arguments, so it looks blank. So you have the void main function. Take a variable sum within which you intend to receive the result that is coming back from the function add. So you say sum is equal to and you call the function add. And finally in the main function you are trying to print the result sum is equal to %d sum. Now once this line is encountered, the control goes to the function called add. So the return type of the function is int, the name of the function is add. So no information is passed to the function because it has no arguments. Therefore